Hello and welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. We are in for a wonderful global payments conversation today. And I am really glad to introduce you to two of the wonderful luminaries from the payment space in North America. And these two gentlemen are basically the founder board members of Valleyfintechpay. This is set up in Arizona and Phoenix, and they are facilitating a lot of innovations, a lot of payment ideas, a lot of engagements and collaboration for the payments players in the all over the world coming towards the US. Let me introduce you first to Lanny Byers, who has been a career payments professional with over 30 years of experience. Lanny, welcome to Banking Frontiers Live.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us this morning. It's a pleasure to meet you and your team and talk with you this morning. Been in payments for 35 years in all aspects, from the early days at Bank One, for those people that remember that bank, which is now Chase, from the early days when cards were plastic and collection notices and things were all paper and analog, all the way to the future. And you've got everything from Apple Pay and digital payments. So everything payments is what I've been involved in FinTech for a number of years.
Fantastic. So I think we can learn a lot from your experience there, from ground zero to what we are today in the world of instant payments. Thank you very much, Lanny. And let me also introduce you to Mr. Sumit Arora. Sumit, hi. Welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. And Sumit has been also a wonderful professional under 40 achievers in the world of payments and financial technologies. He is currently a banker, plus he brings a legacy of interesting experience in the payment side and is a board member of Valleyfintechpay.
Well, thank you, Babu, for having us this morning. I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Sumit Arora. Alongside Lanny, I'm a founding board member of Valleyfintechpay. For my day job, I'm a senior vice president and head of payments ecosystem enablement within Wells Fargo's payment strategy group. I have a financial services background like Lanny, not as extensive, but led several payment initiatives in the industry, ranging from new products to modernizing existing frameworks, from an early envisioning to implementation and operations. The things that I find personally satisfying are writing and or contributing to white papers, articles, papers, podcasts, and speaking in events and conferences whenever the opportunity presents itself. And in addition to Valleyfintechpay, I sit on a couple of boards in the payments ecosystem, for example, the US Faster Payments Council.
Wonderful. So let us learn a little bit more about Valleyfintechpay. You have been doing a wonderful job to harness innovations, to create ecosystem and engagements for the financial technology players, especially the payments players. There are a lot of bodies world over who are doing similar kind of work. What is that kind of thing that sets you apart? What is that difference that you are bringing into the ecosystem, number one? And what kind of niche offerings are you offering to these payment technology players to come to Arizona or Phoenix or get into engagements with you?
That's a great question. I'll back up just a little bit and say that I moved to the Valley about a year and a half ago from Connecticut. And one of the very first things that I found was there were no real professional organizations focused on payments. And so I reached out to Sumit and a few other folks, and we decided to start this chapter of BayPay. And BayPay is an organization with over 17,000 members globally, headquartered in San Francisco. And we are going to be focused on, versus some of the other organizations, they're focused on payments, everything related to payments, right? From traditional card-based payments that you get from Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover, whether it's plastic cards, all the way through to tokenized, wallet app type of digital payments. We're going to be focused on real-time payments that's coming out of the clearinghouse, as well as what's coming up next year with FedNow, I guess this year now, as well as same-day ACH. And we want to include banks and non-bankers, merchants, payment networks, fintechs, and most important, VC companies can hopefully join and learn who all is in the Valley. What's amazing to me is that we have legacy traditional organizations in the Valley, right, that are long-time big payment companies, all the way down to a lot of brand new FinTech startups. And it's exploding. I think it was announced that there's going to be, what, 2 or 3 of, the chip or, microchip plants being built in the West Valley that's going to bring in, many jobs. And so we think the Valley can really support a focus on payments and financials as a place to come. Hopefully Arizona is not a great weather, which we know, but a lot of, educated people from Arizona State and University of Arizona and other organizations here in the Valley. I think it's a great place to come and start a business. Or if you're an existing business, bring a satellite office out and open here in the Valley. There's a lot of good people, a lot of good things happening here.
Wonderful. Any interesting insights that you can provide? What is the niche that you are trying to offer?
Yeah, well, first of all, I agree with all the great points Lanny just talked about. The biggest differentiator here is our focus on the combination of a region and an industry. And I'm confident of achieving great outcome with these 2 ingredients. So let's talk about the region first. I mean, Phoenix is fast-paced, dynamic, to Lanny's point, and possesses an incredible willingness to get things done, making it one of the top cities to do business. The region has an innovative spirit and welcoming attitude toward people and business standing on 3 strong pillars: workforce, incentives, and infrastructure. The Valley has a metro population of 4.95 million, projected to grow to 5.64 million, I guess, by 2029. But did you know the median age of Phoenix is 33.9 years, much lower than East or West Coast cities. At the same time, the operating cost here averages up to 36% less than in California, with more than 1,200 daily domestic and international flights from Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Now, combine that with the fact that more than 35 million consumers can be reached within a single day truck haul. And Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport reaches 129, or maybe more, domestic and international locations. I mean, I can go on and on why this region is rich with opportunity, innovation, and economic enthusiasm. The other ingredient is the payment industry, accessorized by the FinTech community. Payments, as we all know, is the pulse of global economic growth. It is the bloodline of any economy or commerce or our day-to-day lives. Technology is changing at an increasing pace, and customers' expectations are also shifting at that pace. The pace of payments innovation has gone into a hyperdrive. I mean, the last 5 years have seen more innovation than the past 50 combined. We will need all types of players in this ecosystem to continue to innovate, continue to partner, continue to grow. With Valleyfintechpay, we are trying to divert the traffic of that innovation, that partnership and growth into our beautiful valley that offers many strategic advantages.
Absolutely. So you are basically creating an ecosystem within the valley in a place where there is so much of opportunities there. What kind of engagements or what kind of memberships are you creating, and how are you making it lucrative for the members to be a part of this association?
Yeah, the most important thing right now, we're free, right? There's no cost to join the organization. And we are leveraging 2 channels, our LinkedIn page, which is, out there. It has all the news, the agendas that are coming up at our next meeting. And by the way, our next meeting is, I guess our inaugural meeting actually will be February 23rd, Sumit, is that correct?
That's right.
And it'll be held at Deloitte's office in Tempe at 4 p.m. So that'll be our first meeting. We've got some great speakers lined up, and we hope that people start to join and, come and network, meet new people in new industries, hear what's going on with some of the leading companies in the Valley, as well as some new FinTechs that are, making Phoenix their home for starting up. So that's what we're doing. We're also leveraging the BayPay's webpage as one of their chapters as well. But right now it's kind of word of mouth. And LinkedIn, I think, is probably, and Twitter is our 2 biggest, I'm going to call it marketing.
Interesting. And any interesting facilities you are providing to the members there other than the marketing?
Yeah, what we're going to do is hopefully set this up. So each of our meetings will be videotaped, right? Similar to what you're doing here. So when people can't join the meeting, they could come to the site. right? Play back who was the speaker, pull up the presentations, learn what's going on. And we think that that alone is going to be kind of educational to people. But I think the real power is networking, right? I think that, one of the things you find is when you talk FinTech or you think payments, if you're not in this space, you don't know what that even means, right? But when you talk to people, say, how about Apple Pay or buy now, pay later or Zelle? Guess what? They know what those mean. Well, those are all leading, companies and products that people use on a daily basis. And we're home here in Phoenix to a lot of those things.
Interesting. So now you see a lot of trends shaping up in the payment space in the US. So how are you trying to create a kind of shaping of these trends and trying to make it better place for the industry? What kind of influencing are you doing with the regulators or with the industry in this?
Well, Babu, payments global revenues have grown to over $2 trillion with a T as of 2021 and expected to go up to 3.3 trillion by 2026, out of which close to $1 trillion will be from North America alone. In my opinion, payments are crucial for every kind of money movement experience, whether customers are doing their groceries or paying for a shipment of semiconductors. And focusing on the payments value chain is crucial, and it's important to look at it from the customer's point of view. I mean, the idea is to make payments as invisible as anyone can, frictionless and instant, to serve our communities in a better way. With ever-increasing consumer adoption of mobile and alternative payments, the marketplace is witnessing challenges as well as opportunities in 4 main areas. With Valleyfintechpay, we are playing a role of a cohesive force, as Lanny alluded, as well as a catalyst to fuel the payments innovation in our backyard. We are trying to connect financial institutions, fintechs, merchants, investors, and all other players to partner together to engineer value-added marketplace solutions to facilitate money movement instantly, securely, and economically here in greater Phoenix Valley that already has a supportive community, diverse local ecosystem, exceptional talent, affordable environment, reliable infrastructure, and high quality of life.
Interesting. But are you only looking at Arizona and Phoenix as a part, or are you also looking at going beyond the geographical borders and trying to expand yourself?
Yeah, right now, we think the opportunity is huge right here in Arizona, right? For the foreseeable future, we're going to be focused on Arizona. We think there's a number of new companies coming. We think we can attract a lot of new companies as well. But we're going to be focused on the state of Arizona, and it's a great state to do business in, and we think that we can help attract even more new business to the state, as well as help those companies that are already here, right, grow faster, quicker, and be exposed to many more people.
Excellent. Now, Sumit, how are you facilitating new innovations and encouraging innovators with the ecosystem support that you're building today?
Yes, so from Valleyfintechpay perspective, there are many ways we aim to facilitate and encourage innovations and partnerships. Just to give you a quick context, roughly 5 years ago, Arizona became the first state in the country to enact a groundbreaking regulatory fintech sandbox. Arizona joined the countries such as United Kingdom, Singapore, UAE, and Australia in encouraging financial technology investment by instituting sandboxes. With the Arizona FinTech Sandbox, startups, entrepreneurs, and established companies were allowed to launch products on a limited temporary scale for consumers to test the software before it is open to the market. And companies can do so without incurring regulatory costs or burdens. In the 5 years since its creation, the program has expanded. Administration created another Arizona regulatory sandbox in 2019, this one specifically for Arizona property technology companies. All of that was a great beginning, but just scratching the surface of a bright future of innovation and partnership stories in the payment industry in the Valley. FinTech industry, it's continued to grow. To Lanny's point, Valleyfintechpay is still working on the fine print, but the concept is around inducing more and more molecular movement in ideation, in conceptualization, in incubation, promoting hackathons, Shark Tank style innovation summits. The possibilities are endless. We're working on creating a methodic approach to bring it all together to drive the intended outcomes, if that makes sense.
Interesting. So any final suggestions or thoughts from you on the way towards the future of payments in Arizona, in the world, what you're looking at?
I think as we've all been, saying this morning, the area of digital payments, FinTech, however you want to phrase that, is exploding, right? And every year things happen faster, quicker. There's more new great ideas that evolve into great products. And we just think the opportunity here in the Valley is tremendous. And we want to help foster the, networking, understanding, and education in this space to make everybody, grow and get there, as I say, get there faster, quicker.
Interesting. And Sumit, while you share your final thoughts, one important thing is, global payments has definitely been one of the most important path breakers for most of the people. People are consistently working on making it swifter, better, easier, and compliant. And I think definitely due to different geographies, different governments, different compliances, the global payments has also been relatively much lower, like an instant payment, which can work in a local market. So how do you see the road for the payment of the future in such a scenario, especially in global payments and international payments, as well as in the local payments in the US?
There's a lot going on in the global payment ecosystem. I mean, with the messaging standard, we're trying to have a global clearing and settlement ambitions, more and more embedded finance. So the whole conversation of global payment evolution is quite complex and quite intriguing, in my opinion. But coming down to what we're doing with Valleyfintechpay locally, interestingly, Lanny talked about Zelle. Did you know Phoenix Valley is the birthplace of Zelle? For those of you who don't know, Zelle replaces the need for cash and checks by enabling payments from one bank account to another, revolutionizing how money is moved. And in 2021, just 4 years after its launch, consumers and businesses sent 1.8 billion payments that total $490 billion US. At present, nearly 10,000 financial institutions use Zelle network. So we would love to see more and more such great payment products and solutions come to life in this valley. Greater Phoenix Valley is a home to a number of companies producing disruptive technology in finance and payment space. Like Lanny said, the region can support both startups and transplants, which has led to a number of fintechs moving to the region to join the numerous leading firms that have a significant presence already. And as I said before, Valleyfintechpay aims to be the connected tissue and ecosystem enabler for the payments and fintech communities in the Valley that is already at an inflection point given the robust employment growth rate, favorable cost, and several other regional advantages.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to more deeper conversations with you on each and every aspects from time to time in the near future. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Babu.